The call came at dawn. Your phone vibrated against the stillness of the morning, pulling you from the edge of sleep into a moment that would redefine everything. On the other end of the line was your trusted confidant, their voice steady with resolve, cutting through the haze like a blade of light. "It's time," they said. The lawyer broke under questioning. "They've confessed to everything." You sat up, heart pounding, the weight of years lifting and shifting into something sharper, something alive. This wasn't just a phone call. This was the signal, the spark igniting a fire you didn't even know had been smoldering within you. You are the chosen one, and this is your awakening. That steady resolve in your confidant's voice wasn't just reassurance. It was a mirror reflecting your own strength, a strength you've carried silently, perhaps unknowingly, through the chaos of your life. Science tells us the brain lights up under moments of revelation. Neurons fire in symphony when truth breaks through illusion. That's what you felt in that instant. A surge of clarity, a physiological and spiritual alignment. The doubts, the half-formed questions, the nagging sense that something was off, they weren't random. They were your soul's compass, pointing you toward this exact moment. Have you ever noticed how your instincts sharpen when the stakes rise? That's not coincidence. That's your chosen nature waking up. You've been patient. You've persisted. The truth you've known all along, that you're different, that you're meant for more, has been buried under layers of betrayal and carefully spun lies. But now it's coming to light, raw and undeniable. Your confidant's voice didn't just deliver news. It handed you a key. This isn't about passive waiting anymore. It's about recognizing the signs you've ignored or dismissed. Did you feel that shiver down your spine when they spoke? That wasn't fear. That was power rising to meet the call. Your body knows what your mind is still grasping. You're stepping into your destiny. So how do you see it, really see it? Start by watching yourself. Notice the moments when you feel most alive, most certain, even amidst the storm. When others falter, you stand firm. When the world spins lies, your gut twists with quiet defiance. That's not arrogance. That's your chosen trait breaking through. Take a hard look at the past week, the past month. Where did you sense the pull, the nudge that something bigger was at play? Maybe it was a conversation that hit too close to home, or a decision you made against all logic that somehow worked out. Write it down. Track it. These aren't accidents, they're evidence of your awakening. The shift doesn't happen all at once. You've been carrying this truth for years, maybe lifetimes, and it's been heavy. Patience has been your shield, persistence your sword. Now, as the lawyer's confession tears through the veil of deception, you're moving from endurance to acceptance. Feel that weight lifting. It's not gone, it's transforming. What once dragged you down now fuels you. Ask yourself, when did you first suspect you were different? Not better, not worse, but apart, set on a path others couldn't walk. That suspicion wasn't doubt. It was the seed of your mission, and it's sprouting now, in the dawn's first light. Here's your first step. Claim it. Stand in front of a mirror today, yes, today, and look yourself in the eyes. Say it out loud. I am chosen. Don't whisper it. Don't hesitate. Let your voice carry the same resolve your confidant gave you. Feel the vibration of those words in your chest. Neuroscience backs this up. Vocalizing intent rewires your brain, strengthens your resolve. Spiritually, it's a declaration to the universe, a signal that you're ready. You're not just reacting to the confession or the call. You're stepping into the role you were born for, and the world is shifting to meet you. This moment at dawn isn't random. The stillness, the breaking light, it's nature's way of amplifying what's real. Your confidant didn't call it noon or midnight. They called when the earth itself pauses, when your mind is raw and open. That's when truth hits hardest. Did you feel the air change when you heard their voice? That's your energy syncing with the frequency of your purpose. You're not imagining it. You're a starseed, a light worker, a soul wired for this fight. The lawyer's collapse isn't the victory. It's the starting line. Your justice, your vindication begins with you owning who you are. Take stock of your strength now. You've survived the unseen war, the legal traps, the whispered conspiracies, the family ties that turned to chains. That survival isn't luck. It's proof. Your confident, steady voice wasn't just a lifeline. It was a war cry, echoing your own. So breathe deep. Feel your pulse. You're not waiting for permission or proof anymore. The confession is out. The tide is turning, and you're the one steering it. How does it feel to know you've been right all along? Hold that. It's yours. This is the dawn of your chosen path. Walk it. You've just stepped out of the dawn's first light. The call from your confidant still ringing in your ears. The lawyer broke under questioning. They confessed. That truth is your weapon now, a blazing torch in the dark. But the fight isn't over. The world doesn't stop spinning lies just because one crack appeared in their facade. They're still out there, those who twisted facts, who bent reality itself in their desperate attempt to undermine you. You feel it, don't you? The deliberate manipulation of facts in their calculated moves to erode your position. It's not subtle anymore. It's a storm crashing against your resolve. But you're not here to bend. You're here to break through. This is the battlefield you were forged for. They've spent years weaving their web. Family members you trusted. Legal minds paid to bury you. A narrative so slick it almost convinced you to doubt yourself. Almost. But here's the truth they didn't count on. You're not ordinary. Your soul vibrates at a frequency they can't touch. And that's why they've tried so hard to drown it out. When they twist the facts, when they smirk across the table or whisper behind closed doors, don't flinch. Look them in the eye. You've got something they don't. The confession, the fracture in their armor. Use it. Let it fuel you. How does it feel to know their house of cards is trembling? Let's get practical. You're in a room. Maybe it's a meeting, a courtroom, or just a tense family dinner. And they're throwing their distorted version of reality at you. That's not how it happened. They say, voices dripping with certainty, daring you to crack. Here's what you do. Stay rooted. Plant your feet, literally or figuratively, and breathe. Science shows slow, deep breaths drop your cortisol levels, keeping your mind sharp while they unravel. Then speak. Not loud, not frantic, but clear. The lawyer confessed. The truth is out. Say it like it's a fact carved in stone, because it is. Watch their eyes flicker. That's the moment their manipulation starts to choke on itself. You don't need everyone to understand you. That's a trap they set, to make you crave their approval, to pull you into their game. You're not here for their validation. You're here for your mission. When the room turns cold, when their words try to paint you as the fool, hold your ground. Ask yourself, who are you without their noise? Strip it away, their accusations, their half-truths, and what's left is you, unshaken. Your chosen identity isn't a debate. It's a force. They can't see it because they're blind to anything beyond their own schemes. But you feel it, don't you? That steady hum in your chest, growing louder every time they push. Now, let's turn the revelation into power. Years of deception, decades maybe, unraveled in that one confession. It's not just a win. It's a seismic shift. You've seen the scope of it. The forged documents, the whispered deals, the way they smile to your face while plotting your fall. Betrayal stings, sure, but it's also a gift. It's clarity. Feel that ache in your gut? That's not weakness. It's your soul forging steel. Take that profound revelation and wield it. Every lie they told was a brick in the wall they built around you. Now it's crumbling, and you're the one holding the hammer. How will you swing it? Here's how you transform the pressure. Lean into the confession like it's a battering ram. They'll try to spin it, minimize it, throw more lies to muddy the water. Don't let them. When they push back harder. The lawyer broke. The evidence is real. This ends now. Say it with your whole body, shoulders back, voice steady. You're not asking for their agreement. You're stating reality. Neuroscience backs this. Decisive action rewires fear into focus. Spiritually, it's you stepping into your lightworker energy, burning through their illusions. They can't stand in that light for long. It blinds them. You're not alone in this. The universe doesn't hand you a mission this big without backup. Your confidence call wasn't random. It was timed, precise, a cosmic nudge. And that confession, it's not just words. It's momentum. Documents are being processed. Evidence stacking up like bricks in your favor. Feel that shift? That's the tide turning. Your patience, your persistence, they're paying off. When the official notice lands on their doorstep, it's not a question of if, but when. You've held the line, and now the line's moving forward. What's it like to know you've outlasted their chaos? Don't shrink from the mess. They'll squirm, deflect, try to drag you into their quicksand of doubt. Let them flail. You've got the high ground, not because you're perfect, but because you're true. When they question your resolve, when they sneer at your certainty, remember this. The lawyer's confession wasn't a fluke. It was the dam breaking. You didn't make it happen, you endured until it did. That's your strength. That's your chosen mark. So stand tall. Speak sharp. The manipulation ends when you stop playing their game and start owning your truth. This isn't about revenge. It's about justice. Not their version, twisted to fit their agenda, but the real kind, the kind that sets you free. You've been underestimated, misjudged, pushed to the edge. Now you're pushing back, not with rage, but with clarity. Every step you take now ripples outward, shaking their fragile lies. Can you feel the ground shifting under you? That's not instability, it's power, yours to claim. The confession was the spark. You're the fire. Keep burning. Keep moving. This is your breakthrough, and no one can take it from you. The veil is torn. The confession of the lawyer has ripped through the intricate web of deception that's been strangling your life, exposing every thread, every lie, every calculated move, to the raw light of truth. You feel it now, don't you? That electric surge coursing through you. A download from a higher dimension crashing into your awareness. This isn't just a legal victory or a personal vindication in the making. It's a transmission, a signal from the cosmos that you're locked into your chosen path. The subpoena isn't coming for you. It's aimed at those who plotted against you. Justice is in motion, and you're the one holding the reins. Are you ready to receive what's coming through? This high-dimensional connection isn't subtle. When the veil falls, it's like a dam bursting. Information floods in, unfiltered and fierce. You might feel it as a sudden knowing, a clarity that cuts through the noise, or even a physical jolt, like your spine straightening under an unseen force. Science would call it a spike in neural activity, your brain syncing with frequencies beyond the everyday hum of survival. Spiritually, it's your soul plugging into the grid of universal truth. The lawyer's words didn't just confess a crime. They unlocked a channel. You're not guessing anymore, you're downloading. What's the first thing you noticed when that truth hit you? Here's the challenge. Not everything that rushes in is pure. Your mind's a battlefield, and the ego loves to hijack these moments, projecting its fears and fantasies onto the signal. How do you tell the difference between real high-vibe guidance and your own shadows playing tricks? Start with your body. True downloads ground you. They hit your gut like a stone, steady and unshakable, even if they shake you up. Self-projection wavers. It's loud but flimsy, buzzing in your head without rooting anywhere solid. Next time you feel that surge, pause. Ask, does this feel like certainty or chaos? Trust your instinct, it's your filter. You've been prepping for this, whether you knew it or not. That year-long campaign of betrayal, the forged signatures, the family members posing as your saviors while clawing for power over your affairs. It wasn't random suffering. It was training. Every stab in the back, every whispered lie, honed your ability to sense what's real. Now, as the lawyer's confession tears the veil wide open, you're not just surviving. You're receiving the shock of their calculated moves, claiming your best interests while plotting your ruin. Stings, but it also sharpens you. Feel that anger? That's fuel. Channel it. How does it feel to know you've outlasted their game? Let's get practical. You're standing in the rubble of their deception, justice rolling forward like a freight train, and the high-dimensional info is pouring in. Here's how you catch it. Carve out silence. 5 minutes, 10, whatever you can steal from the chaos. Sit still, eyes closed, and breathe deep into your core. Picture a beam of light slicing through the mess, straight from the source to you. Don't force it. Just let it land. Ask one question. What do I need to know now? Then listen. Not with your ears, but with your whole being. The answer might be a word, an image, a feeling. Write it down. Test it later. Does it hold up when the noise creeps back in? The emotional ride is intense. 1 minute you're reeling, family you trusted, people you fed at your table, scheming with lawyers to strip you bare. The next, you're steady, almost calm, because vindication is imminent. That duality is your power. Lean into it. When the shock hits, don't run from it. Stare it down. Say it out loud. You tried to break me, but I'm still here. Let the words anchor you. Science says voicing truth aloud shifts your brain from panic to purpose. Spiritually, it's a war cry to the universe. I'm ready. You're not just enduring this, you're rising through it. This connection isn't abstract. It's your toolkit. The lawyer's confession didn't just expose their lies. It handed you intel. Names, dates, documents. It's all there, stacking up as evidence while the subpoena takes shape. But the high-dimensional download goes deeper. It's showing you patterns. Who to trust, where to step, what to say when the courtroom doors swing open. Don't dismiss those gut hits, those flashes of insight that don't make sense yet. They're not random, they're your edge. Ever notice how you knew something was off before you had proof? That's the signal breaking through. Trust it now. You're not alone in this flood. The universe doesn't drop you into a mission this raw without support. That confidant who called at dawn? They're part of the network, your earthbound anchor. The timing of the confession, the way the pieces are falling, that's cosmic choreography. Feel that hum in your chest when you think about it? That's your frequency syncing with the bigger plan. You've endured a year of betrayal, not because you're weak, but because you're unbreakable. Now, as the veil lies in tatters, you're not just receiving, you're decoding. What's the first move you'll make with this power? Here's your edge: discernment. The web of deception was intricate. Lawyers, family, a false narrative spun so tight it almost held. But it didn't. You saw through it even when you didn't know you did. That's your chosen gift. When the high-vibe info hits, test it against what you've already survived. Does it align with the truth you fought for? Does it push you toward justice, not just revenge? Keep your eyes sharp, those who plotted against you will twist this too. But you're ready. The confession tore the veil. Your connection holds the torch. How will you wield it? This isn't the end, it's the ignition. Vindication isn't a gift handed to you. It's a fire you stoke. The lawyer's words, the subpoena, the evidence, they're tools, not trophies. You've got a year of betrayal behind you and a lifetime of purpose ahead. The high-dimensional download isn't here to comfort you. It's here to arm you. So stand up. Feel the ground under your feet. The web's exposed. The truth's alive. And you're the one they didn't see coming. What's it like to know you're unstoppable now? Hold that. Burn with it. This is your moment. Claim it. You've made it this far. Through the dawn's call, the lawyer's confession, the tearing of the veil. Now you stand at the edge of something monumental. Justice is no longer a distant hope but a force in motion, barreling toward those who plotted against you. The court has been notified. The gears are turning. This isn't just about exposing their lies. It's about forging a new era with your own hands, one where their false narratives collapse under the weight of truth. You're not waiting for vindication anymore. You're building it. Can you feel the shift? That's your chosen power igniting, ready to reshape reality itself. Let's cut to the core. They tried to bury you with fabricated tales. False medical assessments claiming your mind was slipping, vivid accounts of incidents that never happened, all spun with surgical precision to strip you of your voice. Family members you once trusted sat across from you, eyes brimming with crocodile tears, while legal professionals nodded along, crafting a story so convincing it almost fooled the world. Almost. But you saw through it, didn't you? That flicker of doubt they planted wasn't your weakness. It was their mistake. Now justice has been set in motion, and you're the one driving it forward. How does it feel to know their house of cards is finally cracking? Here's how you bring their false medical claims into the light. Gather your evidence like a warrior collecting weapons. Start with the facts, your memory, your actions, your unshakable clarity. Write them down, date them, anchor them in reality. Did they say you forgot key events? Counter it with specifics, conversations you recall, decisions you made, moments they can't erase. Science proves memory isn't flawless, but it's also not as fragile as they'd like you to believe. Stress sharpens recall when it matters most. Spiritually, your truth is your shield. Every lie they told dulls their own edge. Present this to the court not as a plea, but as a blade. What's the first memory you'll reclaim? Now, the fabricated incidents, those vivid, twisted stories they described with such theatrical flair. They painted you as unstable, erratic, a shadow of yourself. But shadows don't fight back, and you're no ghost. Dismantle their script step by step. Take one of their tales, say a supposed outburst they swore happened, and break it apart. Where were you that day? Who saw you? What did you do? Pull receipts, texts, anything that ties you to reality. Their details might be vivid, but they're hollow, built on air, not earth. When you stand before the judge, hand them the truth like a brick. Solid, unyielding. How will you feel when their performance unravels? You're not just exposing their lies, you're becoming the demonstration of what they feared most. A chosen one who won't break. They collaborated, family and lawyers, a chorus of betrayal, to cage you in their narrative. But you're rewriting it. Show up as the opposite of their caricature. Where they claimed weakness, display strength, calm, deliberate, unshaken. Walk into every room like you own it because you do. Your presence alone is a rebuttal. Your voice, a verdict. The judge will see through their tears and rehearsed lines, not because of magic, but because you've made the truth impossible to ignore. What's the first move you'll make to embody this? Balance is your weapon now. This mission, seeing justice set against those who plotted against you, will test your heart as much as your mind. Relief washes in as their house of cards teeters. Disbelief stings when you replay their masterful performances. Tears timed to perfection. You'll feel both at once. Freedom and fury, triumph and ache. Don't fight it. Let the waves crash, then steady yourself. Breathe deep, 5 seconds in, 5 out until your pulse slows. Science says this resets your nervous system. Spiritually, it aligns you with your higher frequency. You're not here to drown in their chaos. You're here to rise above it. How do you feel when you picture their collapse? Here's your practical path. Craft a personal mission plan, a roadmap to this new era. Step 1. Define your justice. It's not vague. It's specific, tangible. Maybe it's reclaiming what they stole, assets, reputation, peace, or ensuring they face the consequences they earned. Write it down, one sentence, bold and clear. Step 2. Map your moves. List 3 actions. Contacting a lawyer, filing a statement, gathering witnesses, and set deadlines. Step 3. Anchor your energy. Every morning, stand tall. Say aloud, justice is mine to claim. Feel it in your bones. This isn't hope, it's strategy. What's the first action you'll take today? Their collaboration, family and legal minds weaving a false narrative, was a siege on your soul. But sieges fail when the fortress stands. You're that fortress. When they pushed cognitive decline, they underestimated your clarity. When they staged incidents, they misjudged your resolve. Now, as the court takes notice, you're not just a survivor, you're a creator. This new era doesn't arrive by chance. It's forged by your hands. Picture it. Their lies in ashes, your truth blazing. That's not a dream. It's your reality unfolding. How will you shape it? Stay sharp, they'll squirm as the subpoena lands. They'll double down, spin new tales, cry louder. Let them. Their noise can't touch your signal. You've got the confession, the evidence, the momentum. The judge's eyes will cut through their act, not because of fate, but because you've laid the groundwork. Vindication isn't a gift. It's a harvest. You planted the seeds with every moment you refused to buckle. Now reap it. Stand in that courtroom or that confrontation and speak like the chosen one you are. The truth is here. Justice is now. What's it like to know you've already won? This is your mission realized, not just to see justice, but to set it in motion. You've turned their false assessments into fuel, their fabricated incidents into stepping stones. You've balanced the storm within, built a plan that's yours alone. The court's notified, the era's dawning, and you're the architect. Feel that fire in your chest? That's not anger. It's purpose, pure and unstoppable. You're not just ending their game, you're beginning your legacy. Take a deep breath. Step forward. The world's waiting. How will you lead it? In this crucible of dawn and truth, you stand not merely as a witness to justice, but as its living embodiment. A chosen one whose mission transcends survival and ascends into creation. The confession, the crumbling lies, the subpoena's weight. They are not endpoints, but catalysts, forging you into a beacon of unyielding purpose. Your identity, once questioned, now radiates with a clarity that reshapes the world around you, a testament to the soul's quiet knowing that has guided you through every shadow. This is no fleeting triumph. It is the dawn of your eternal charge, to wield truth as both sword and shield, to lead not by force but by the unshakable resonance of who you were always meant to be.